give you a couple of tips how to avoid upper back pain. So this is like a pandemic these days. People get upper back pain, neck stiffness, they can't sleep well, and they think that the painkillers are the fix. So they never address the root cause of their life problem, life challenge. They always go for the quick fixes. That's because the world is being pushed to higher and higher speeds, so people are just enslaved and they go to work like machines and they don't know what's going on. They just realize that they are on that rat wheel trying to stay alive, trying to pay their bills, and they have no idea. And in order to feel a little bit better, they entertain themselves in the process. So one of the major cause for upper back pain and even mid back pain, then it follows with lumbar area pain, so like a low back, and I'm going to explain you why. Um, so people use cell phones all the times. Everywhere you go, you see people staring at the screen. And what happens because of the hand that holds the phone needs some power, muscle power to hold that phone for that long, for let's say half an hour, 1 hour. You go on the bus or you take a break at work, and it's kind of too much for the hand to hold it like that. So you rest your hand somewhere on your lap, and now you need to see that little screen. If you had like a huge screen, it might help, but because the screen is tiny, you need to kind of and you forward your head downward towards the screen so you can see better. So one trick to avoid that you would be to use lenses like eyeglasses that makes your field of view clearer when your head is away from the cell phone. So that's one trick you could use for the cell phone. But who uses the glasses these days? If you can see clear, so now the head is hanging there on top of the spine, and it put pressure on the side of the joint. So instead of having the weight of this big ball of bone and brain and some muscles and fluid, instead of having that heavy weight leaning in right on the center of the spine, the cervical bones, it's sitting on the side, so it's going to cause wear and tear on that joint on the side. So you will get chips, you will get cartilage wear and tear, and leads to pain and inflammation. And if you eat some junk food, that's why people who look at the phone are looking for dopamine or some feeling good. They get bored, and so they are seeking those emotions. And many they go for junk food because they enhance the dopamine feeling. Since they don't have love, that's why it's a love pandemic these days. And I'm going to record another video about this love pandemic, or lack of love, I would say. So they go for dopamine generating experiences, and they grab junk food, snack while looking at the phone. Same thing all days. People used to go to the movies and watching the movie and dumping some junk food, including Coke, right? So that was kind of a norm. You go to the movies, you need that Coke. And it's like what happens now, 15, 20 years later, diabetes, right? Obesity, because of those normals imposed by those who sold you that crap through marketing. So people are blind followers. They just look at the information and they take the information as truth. Same thing when they grab a job, they pick a job, they pick a partner. They really don't look for details because the society is made in a way that you don't have time. I don't have time. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. But actually, you have time. You just have to make some switches in your head. Anyway, so is going to cause this head hanging like that is going to cause you pain right here. And same thing when you look at your screen. You look at the screen, you see it like that, and that's not good for you. And for that, you need a couple of things. You need an ergonomic type of desk. You need to put your laptop screen or some even the cell phone higher, so you adjust instead of adjusting the head, which is heavy and it causes you pain right here. uh, you adjust the screen, right? So you might need a support for your hand. You may need some device, or just sit at the desk instead of walking like a zombie, looking at the cell phone like you walking on a sidewalk or walking in town, and everyone is like zombies, right? Wait, train your patience and wait. It is worth it, yes. And sit at the desk and hold your phone in a way that your head is away. And for the computer, same thing. Use a desk that holds your screen higher, and also use uh, eyeglasses that, like I said, make your head away, keep your head away from the screen. So the screen light here, it's blue light, and it's white and blue, but it's not good for your eyes at all. Yeah, and uh, if you keep your head close to your screen, you get irradiated by this type of light, which sometimes it has a UV component. This LED is part of the LCD screen, which are tiny, tiny micro LEDs, but when they add up, like in the number of billions, the pixels, they create that bluish, even UV light, which you don't see, and that cause you retina trouble later, eye strain. So imagine that we kill viruses with UV. I'm not saying this. The screen is generating a large amount of ultraviolet light or invisible radiation, but there is a tiny amount, and if you expose your retina for several hours a day, especially when you work, guess what? The retina is the most sensitive organ in the body, and that causes you some sort of early loss of vision and all that stuff. So those are my tips for today. And regarding low back pain, is when people have hunchback and this bad posture, they try to correct, and actually they move forward their tummy, their belly goes forward. And if you have a little bit of extra layer of fat on your tummy, if you look at the forces that act on the spine, you will realize that the low back spine, it curves forward, and so low back always shows up when you have extra weight and when you try to overcorrect your bad posture. See you later. Bye bye.